Hello everyone. In this presentation I would like to present the difference between Synthesis Treasure Edition and Synthesis Adonis. It will be only 2 slides, so this is why I call this presentation Adonis in a nutshell. First of all, and maybe obvious, is the idea that everything that is contained in Synthesis Treasure Edition can be found back in Synthesis Adonis. So we build up from the Treasure Edition onto Adonis. With one difference, it means there are a lot of corrections. Corrections I will not go into detail, but you can imagine that symptom text has been corrected because of language, because of clarification, because of not following the repertory language format, etc. Symptoms have been moved to a more correct location, and sometimes symptoms have been merged. We don't hesitate to merge symptoms, diminishing the number of symptoms and even the number of remedies to make the repertory more efficacious in its use. Then there are also the obvious corrections to remedies, wrong remedy, wrong abbreviation, where the source wasn't correct, etc. Anyway, there's a lot of corrections and mistakes that are not there anymore. And I know for some people this may be a negative, like mistakes, mistakes, mistakes. No, for me I would like to suggest to you as well, it is a positive, it is corrections. And ever since the first printed version of Synthesis I have been very clear on this. I invite, our team invites for feedback, for criticism, for critical remarks, and so we are getting indeed, not daily, but let's say several times a week, we're getting emails from users who say, is this correct? Is this not a mistake? Can you not improve this, etc. So we have a lot of corrections between Treasure Edition and Adonis. And I would see, even just for this slide, for this idea, that there are so many corrections executed following your feedback. This is one reason why you should prefer Adonis, using Adonis over the Treasure Edition 2009. However, I have a true positive as well. This is a second slide, and this is that Adonis in fact contains 12 years of work. 12 years of work, not just my own work, not even just our internal team's work, but feedback and input from homeopaths, from the community, from say Argentina to Japan, from Canada to Australia, etc. Anything in between. We did receive 2-3 editions, 40 editions, a little log file, 200 editions, a bigger log file, 1000 editions, etc. etc. We've verified them as much as possible, we've integrated them, and be aware that the difference between Synthesis Treasure Edition and Adonis is no less than 500,000 and more operations executed to improve the quality and also the content of Adonis. This means percentage-wise, if we look at the number of remedies, of author occurrences, the links, the cross-references, etc., that altogether you can roughly estimate that Adonis brings 25% of new information as compared to the Treasure Edition. Adonis is also the first repertory which will now describe more than 3,000 remedies. We have been the first to describe more than 2,000. Again, we set a milestone. We are the first repertory describing more than 3,000 remedies. This includes information of fully integrated 230 contemporary provings. Proving is very important. And on the other side of the spectrum, clinical editions of many homeopaths, Jeremy shares editions, etc. I highlight here 3 what we call the clinical giants, because they have done a very big work of submitting to us their clinical experience. Faruk Master from India, Massimo Mangialavore from India, and Philippe de Grote from Belgium. Together almost 50,000 clinical editions have been integrated into Adonis as well. The other feature is that we have added families as a remedy, which I will explain, or other people will explain in other presentations, but be aware that Adonis contains information on families for 202 different families. Is it overwhelming? Not really. It is true that there will be more family additions in the chapter Mind, but overall it is really less than 0.7% of the content of Synthesis. However, knowing that many people can use the family approach to find the remedy for the patient, I think it is a very important asset of Adonis that also Adonis is coming now with integrated, fully integrated family information in the rubrics and therefore in the analysis of every case you will analyze. In summary, I think we can say that probably Adonis is the most complete and reliable repertory to date, and I am very proud about it. At last, again, we invite for feedback. On the content, please use the upper email address. This is the Synthesis team. Any questions, any suggestions, send them to the Synthesis email. If it's about the use of Adonis as a software, the functioning of the program, etc., you better send these remarks and suggestions to the test email of Zeus Softcom. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope we move on with you from Adonis to the next version of Synthesis. And in the meantime, please do enjoy the fruit, not of our team's work, but of a whole community for the last 12 years available in Adonis. Thank you very much.